Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. And today we're doing a Lee Sin game on, as you can see, a 3v3 map. And the second time I started up, but the first time didn't actually work out because, well, we missed, for some reason, some frames in the video. So it started off being about 30 seconds in, and I thought I'd just want to start it over. Because nothing had happened yet. So anyway, we're following Lee Sin around here. Obviously Lee Sin is awesome on this map because he can gank through walls and such. He can also get away quite easily with his shield. And all in all, he's just a great champion, and he seems to be really good on this map. Well, what makes him good as a jungler on 5v5 is what makes him good here. Because he can gank very well. He has no trouble getting in and out of small fights. Well, 1v2 fights mainly, that's what you want. Or 2v1 I should say. And then with his ultimate he can easily get people in trouble, so enemies in trouble, by using his Q to get to them, and then using his ultimate to get the enemy into his own team, or at least separate them from the rest of the team. And yeah, we are just waiting around here. We know that there's at least one enemy here, probably all three, and one of the enemies is going to go top here eventually, and with some luck they're going to go through this bush and we will get first blood. But yeah, it is not really a good tactic. It is a tactic that works, but it's kinda lame. Oh, misses his Q here, and that is quite unfortunate because now he has to wait until come on. Yeah, he's not going to get that. And he's not flashing out. Wow. I expected him to use his flash immediately to take 3 less tower shots, but yeah, in this case, this really didn't work out. So starting off with a 1-3. And yeah, not doing too well here, but I'm sure they'll pick it up. The first fights, yeah, they probably shouldn't have taken that beyond the limit of the tower shots. There were 2 still behind, and one was almost dead right here. They should have turned around and gotten the Pantheon instead of going after this guy in turret range. Because, well, you have to remember, it's level 1. You're not going to turret dive level 1. Anyway, Lee Sin with Poppy in the bottom lane, and we'll see how they do. They are up against 2 ranged champions, and being melee themselves kind of makes it very hard, and there you see the problem. So Poppy should be okay-ish here. Fiddle can be really good, but I personally don't like it that, yeah, well, he doesn't have any of the features that are needed in this 3v3 map, or 3v3 gameplay. Because what you need is to be tanky, because if you're tanky you can escape pretty easily, you can also jungle pretty easily. You should ideally have some way to move around the map very quickly, and the only way Fiddle can do that is by using his ultimate. And yeah, there are several other things that are very useful here. Being a melee champion, or a physical champion, sorry, not melee. Being a physical champion makes it a lot easier to get tower kills on this map, which is very important, because once you get ahead in kills, so once you kill someone, like in this case Lee Sin is dead, so the other 3 might be able to take out a turret. Well, not early game obviously, but once you get to the later stage of the game. Fiddle is no physical damage champion, so he will have a lot more problems taking out the towers. And yeah, all in all, yeah, it's a different style of play when you look at 3v3 instead of 5v5. It's just not the same, and treating it as being the same is just, yeah, kinda stupid. So people taking 3 squishy carries here is not good. They're not going to win, at least not a lot of their games. And having a lot of CC like these guys do means you're going to do a lot of damage. I mean, that's the 3rd time they did that, and the 2 previous times they got a kill with it. Because it is just too much to handle. It is really, really hard to get over the, I don't know, 3 seconds, 4 seconds of stun with continuous damage. I mean, the laser bird and the tormented soil. Yeah, I don't know the name of the laser bird. But yeah, they do a lot of damage over time, and yeah, if you get stunned for like 4 seconds or rooted or whatever it's called, that's not good. So anyway, starting off 1-5 here, which still doesn't mean they lost, because this is 3v3 and not 5v5. The kills really don't matter early game. It gives the enemy a lot of gold, sure, but yeah, if you get the same amount of gold from the minions, it doesn't mean anything. You're not going to lose because of that. You're going to lose in the end game, because if you get aced, then you lose. You will lose at least the 2 turrets, but probably the inhibitor as well. And depending on what champions you're up against. Because in the late game, the death timers are way too long in this game mode. That's because they took the 5v5 game and just, well, dropped 2 players basically. And didn't even look at what that would mean for the gameplay, and that's also one of the reasons why 3v3 isn't played a whole lot. The differences in well, how overpowered some of these champions are. Yeah, and again, not using the flash to get out of that, but the differences are kind of amplified by this well, quicker gameplay, by the fact that if you lose one champion on this map, then you lose 1/3 of your attack power. Well, if you lose one champion on a 5v5 map, you generally lose about, I don't know, depending on what champion, it's not 20%. I mean, it's not 1/5 of what you would lose, because if you lose a tank, then you're not losing any damage. You're just losing HP for your team. But yeah, if you lose a carry, you can lose 30% as well, but you still have a good defending chance, because you have tanks and supports and things like that. And on 3v3 map it doesn't work that way. You only have gankers, you only have tanky characters that are good here. And having one carry on your team, I guess, would be good, because you need the damage as well. Because the enemy is going to, well, in the better matches that is, are going to take tanky characters as well, so you will need someone who can get a Magistr's Blood Razor or something like that, and eventually kill the tanky champions on the enemy side. So Lee Sin taking a lot of damage here, while Pantheon is just not taking damage, or not a lot anyway.
Enemy rampage.
And once again a kill for the enemy. 2 and 7 now. Yeah, anything else? Nah, well. Yeah, I wonder if they really tested out the new map, Dominion. Because I'm thinking Dominion will have the same problem as this map. That it amplifies the level differences, because Riot has no idea how to balance these champions. So I think that we will see that these strong champions, so there will be very strong champions on the map and there will be very weak champions on the map, and probably nothing in between. So no half-half champions that can be good in some situations, but especially if you look at the fact that they level up very quickly. I mean, that's how they try to solve their problem, by just adding a multiplication factor, and starting off at level 3 means that all of the early game champions such as Swain and Alistar are going to be bad, basically. They won't be very good. I mean, Alistar of course is very good anyway, but he's not going to excel at anything anymore what he does in a 5v5. I mean, in 5v5 he's excellent early game because he's so tanky, but within 5 minutes everyone will have the extremely good items such as BF swords and such, and yeah, they're finally going to get a kill here. There we go. Yeah, so within 5 minutes, probably less, because they said that you would be able to get your Infinity Edge in about 10 minutes, and that means that you're going to have a BF sword in about, well, half that time, I would say. Meaning that indeed in 7 minutes, well, taking out the 2 minutes to start the game, but within 5 minutes of gameplay you will actually be well, be out damaged by any... oh, nice one. By any champion that will be in the game if you're Alistar. So I think we will see a lot of really heavy damage champions, so a lot of carries. Some supports will be good, such as Taric, because, well, with high damage champions, if you have a stun, that is awesome. But we won't see a lot of the well, of the champions that are good in early game situations, such as Swain, as I said. Swain is really good early game because of his regen and such. What's this guy attacking? I have no idea. He seems to be attacking something, but oh my god, what is this? I don't know. Anyway, so that's my my thinking here, because I personally know from experience that it's a lot harder to balance things if you have no idea what you're doing. And clearly, if you think that you will balance things by just adding a multiplication factor, you have no idea what you're doing in the balance game. And it's really not that difficult if you know the mathematics behind it. But yeah, anyway. So, let's take a look at the minions. We see a lot of minions on the enemy team and not a whole lot on this team. That's basically all we need to know. Lee Sin is doing okay-ish.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, but overall they're quite far behind. But they do get some kills back here. And with a nice shield he's going to save the fiddlesticks. And actually, wow. So Lizard has stopped attacking the nothingness that was in front of him because he killed it. And now thinks this is his place. So they should be going for Dragon here sometime soon, because with Fiddle and this guy you should be able to take out Dragon no problem. And as you can see in my previous game, well, the previous game that I posted, which is me playing a 3v3 with Mundo, I go for Dragon really early because it is such a high price target. It gives almost 900 gold to your team, and in this matchup that's a lot. I mean, in a 5v5 it's already a lot what you get from Dragon, but yeah, it's an incredible amount. And he's once again attacking something here, which is awesome. Yeah, Poppy using the ultimate a little bit soon for what I normally see. I've no idea, I don't play Poppy. But, yeah, it would have been more useful here. Obviously. But taking the or using the ultimate with just some extra damage seems kinda silly. So they lose 2 kills for not even half a champion. I mean, none of the champions are even halfway damaged. So there's nothing that Lee Sin can do here. And this is exactly what I meant. Once you get ahead in well, the amount of people you have on the map, it is quite easy to get a turret, especially if you have some physical champions, which they do have Pantheon, I guess. But yeah, you can imagine that if you have Yi or Trendemir, this was going to be a lot quicker killing the turret. But with 2 champions dead, not a whole lot the remaining champion can do. Oh, get him. Oh. Yeah, they are going to get him eventually. So come on. Yeah, they're not going to chase after this guy. Oh, nice snare there. Wow. And I'm missing Dragon. You should know where Dragon is by now. And at least getting an easy Dragon here. And as you can see, 280 gold plus 25 for the guy who takes it down. So he actually gets 305 gold, the rest gets 280 gold. So that's almost 900 gold. Oh, nice. Nice dodge there. It's kind of obvious what Morgana was going to do, and he completely dodged it. So Morgana not going for a really offensive build. Even though they did have the early game. Well, I don't mind. I mean, I like the fact that someone is going for utility instead of just pure aggression. And in this case, utility is health. And some nice damage going off here. No, let him go. Yeah, not going after the Morgana. Obviously, when Pantheon gets out of there, he's not coming back. So it would have been a 3-on-1, and I think they could have easily done that, especially since Lee Sin still had his ultimate up. So with Sonic Wave, Exhaust and the ultimate, they should have had an easy kill. And they probably could have done it with just the Q and the Dragon Rage, so the ultimate. But you cannot get them all, and that's the difference between the pros and, well, the normal players like us. We are just not as efficient as they are at getting kills, because if we have a kill that has, well, I don't know, a 20% chance of succeeding, we won't get it, and they will. Or we will not even go for it most of the times. So Lee Sin doing an excellent job on farming compared to his teammates, and in this case also compared to the enemy, because he actually caught up with the Pantheon. Of course, Poppy doesn't need a whole lot of minion kills. She's very bad at getting minion kills anyway. And yeah, these guys once again setting up a nice gank, but this time they're going to pay for it. 2 for 1. So that's excellent, and now all you need to do is push the lane. Get this turret. Yeah, that's exactly the difference between well, beginning players on a 3v3, so people who play a lot of 5v5 who don't play a lot of 3v3, and people who actually play a lot of 3v3. Because if you play a lot of 3v3, then you know that this is the time to push. I mean, this Pantheon is not going to stop you. And you can take down probably half the turret if you react immediately. And especially if your teammate died before his teammate did. It's teammates, because multiple in this case. Because your teammate will be back earlier. And you will be able to push even more. But in this case, yeah, it didn't work out too well. They got some minions, but that's about it. And they have one ward on the map, on the most important spot of all. And also, what you saw from my game, if you watched it, my 3v3 game, I actually posted the dragon when I killed it, and then got a free dragon after that. And because I still knew the first time, I got a free dragon after that, because I forgot to post the times for the second and third dragon. But I still could infer from my first kill when the next dragon was going to be. And these guys haven't posted the time when they killed the first dragon. That means that it can be up at any time. And once again getting a nice kill on the Morgana. And come on, get her. Oh, it's him, sorry. It's Sway. No, yeah, there we go.
Aced.
Oh, nice one. He got to kill as well.
An enemy
So
has been slain.
I was following on the other one, but this one seems to have been a little more exciting, with him surviving at about 100 HP. And yeah, push now. So wait for the minions and then push it. Yeah. Exactly, go, go, go. And yeah, if you're just Lee Sin, you're going to have some trouble getting rid of all the minions. And that is why you have certain champions that are really good here and others that are not so good. So, nice, nice, nice. They do get the turret, and with Fiddle still full health, might actually be able to do dragon here. Again, missing dragon. Nice touch to place the ward there so you can actually see, but with the minions here you could see them coming anyway, so ward would be better up here or something if you want to prevent the ganks. But really nicely done. Get another dragon at 2320. It will be back in 5 minutes, I think. I forgot. I normally know this when I'm in game, but completely forgot. I think it's 5 minutes and 4 minutes for the buff. So red buff and blue buff on the Summoner's Rift. Yeah, kind of a initiation there from Poppy, but without any backup. I mean, Lee Sin was still pretty far behind, and this guy was even further behind. But yeah, they do get another kill pretty easily. So Morgana definitely the weak player in the team at 2 and 5, and yeah, the tactic that I discussed in a few of my last games of going for the same player over and over and over again really affects team morale. So you might want to try that, especially if you're in a pre-made team. So if you have some friends on Skype or something like that, and yeah, think I'll make that a weekly challenge. That would be fun. Just to see how, yeah, how the team play, or how many more games you can win by making someone, well, an outcast on their own team, basically. So if everyone curses at you, you're not going to play as well normally. Yeah, one kill. There we go. And Poppy actually using the ultimate correctly this time. And actually surviving that. Wow. And yeah, this guy's gone, but they can still push by getting some minions. Next minion wave is already coming. And yeah, they might get this turret now. Well, it's actually very likely they will get this turret. No, they're going for Sway, even though he's completely out of range. But they are going to get the turret at least. Haven't seen him use his exhaust yet, so don't know what that's all about, basically. I mean, he picked it for some reason, so I'm assuming he's going to use it at some point. And going for the little jungle, which is always good, while the enemy is just pushing the lane. And that really doesn't matter, it only makes it easier to gank them, so just let them push, no problem. As long as they stay away from your turrets, shouldn't be a problem. And of course you don't want to let them free farm all game, because that wouldn't be good, but they have to share between 3 champions, and you can get extra XP from the jungle. And you can see level 17, level 12. And that's the difference between actually just sticking to the in lane. Well, no, it's not. There's not a whole lot of killing or of difference there. But sticking to the lane or also going for jungle minions. I mean, he's level 17 and his teammates are 14 and 15. So he's definitely the highest one. And of course Morgana is heavily... yeah, she's had some trouble because she's dead all the time. And still an ultimate up here. And might actually... okay, not using the ultimate at all. Didn't need to, but would have helped to keep this guy alive, because this was kind of risky. But yeah, by now you can see they completely turned it around, considering they started at 1-5 and then 2-7. Now it's 20-12. So yeah, the enemy can pretty much give up. They completely wasted their chance. And they didn't get any defensive items. There's your problem. I mean, they have a little bit of health on Rod of Ages. Well, actually a lot of health there. Some magic resist here on Swain, but Swain doesn't do a whole lot anymore. But it is a reason why he still has nice stats. And then this guy doesn't have anything except for 225 health there. But yeah, you can see the difference in having a 5v5 build and having a 3v3 build. If you have a 3v3 build, you're going to be a lot better in like this mid game where we are now, when everybody is between level 15 and 18, and maybe even until everyone is level 18 but doesn't have all of the items yet. I mean, these are 3 items and they add so much utility and, well, heavy damage obviously, also some move speed, which is excellent here. Attack speed and such really don't matter, you have a lot of items for that. Also a little bit of health, but also that doesn't matter. But the slow does matter. You get a 25% chance to slow, and from this one the lifesteal is really significant. Lifesteal on this map means that you're just going to be more tanky, and yeah, that's the difference between this one and the 5v5. That was an excellent gank. Really patient and waiting until the last moment to actually get his ultimate off, get the fear, and yeah, with no map awareness on the opponent and assuming that someone will just attack you immediately when you get into range. Yeah, that was his fault. I mean, it was nicely done by the Fiddlesticks, but yeah, if there's no champion visible, no enemy champion visible, you always have to assume they're close, and they're just waiting for you to run into them. Which is exactly what he did here. I mean, he knew there was someone there. And flashing out of the ultimate from Morgana, actually surviving here and getting back in to get some kills. Ultimate, again not using the ultimate, that is incredible. And once again going very low. That was actually quite funny that I was just discussing the fact that there's no enemy champions visible, you have to assume they're close, and indeed they were in the next bush. And he completely predicted that. You could see that from him being here. He wanted to move forward, but he knew if I do that, I'm in trouble. And indeed, he got out of that because he was far enough away from the enemy champions, so from the bush where they were hiding. Because any closer and he would have just been, yeah, well, been ultimate to death by the two champions that were there.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So it's really, yeah, you have to develop a feeling for these kind of things. I must say I tend to forget these things. I tend to forget that enemies are really close, but in other games I really do anticipate all of my enemies' moves and they don't make any. So I'll say like, well, they're probably in this bush and then they're completely somewhere else. And this is end of game. So, hope you enjoyed. It was a very enjoyable game, nice gameplay, and I'll see you next time. GG.
Victory!